Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Calling Birmingham. Was that a bit too loud for you, Simon? A little bit
I was a bit shocked.
A little bit shocked there by my happy tone while I've had some lunch. Oh, the TV will be turned up in 5 minutes. Let's just fix that right there. Okay. So we've got the next game coming up for you very shortly.
Like in an auction house.
Well, I mean, the game. This is as loud as I can talk with the game's going on. So yeah. We've got some pretty interesting heroes currently sitting on 4-0, and you're probably about to see one being played by Matt. But we are just waiting a few minutes before that game is going to start. Simon, how you feeling? You feeling good? You had any lunch? What did you have for lunch?
We had a nice chicken-based lunch.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff. I got a little feta tart, which I very much enjoyed. No, I had a feta tart, which was fan-flippin' fantastic. Nice. I also had these little strawberry and pineapple on a stick.
They were so refreshing.
Why were they so good? Why were they so good?
I don't know what it is about them. They're very refreshing. We were in a very warm arena.
Yeah, and well, the sun is still out here in Birmingham, which is surprising. It's the longest the sun's ever been out in Birmingham.
It's causing a bit of an issue with the glare on the table.
So apologies, everyone, but when you're playing Bolton, Sir Bolton, the light of soul is always going to come down upon you. So it's what can you do? What can you do?
Talking about playing Bolton,
yes,
we have two players coming up for you. We've already mentioned Matt Rogers playing Dash.
But I haven't revealed that yet, but it is Dash. Yeah,
he will be joined by Finley Shepherd playing Sir Bolton,
Sir
Breaker of Dawn.
Bolton, he's breaking that dawn, and he's going to try and break.
Now,
Dash
in the last round, we had.
Is that it?
That is it. In the last round, we had a fatigue Bolton.
Yes.
I believe this Bolton is slightly different. I think there might be a glowing sword involved.
Who's to say? We don't know. We'll find out when those weapons go down on the table. Because I think that's kind of been one of the big benefits of Bolton is that people are expecting a certain kind of hero and they're not getting it. It's something else entirely. It's something else entirely. So it is hard to sideboard when you don't know what they're going to put down on the table. But it's the same with Dash, right? You're expecting, it's Matt Rogers probably expecting maybe a control Dash, but Dash can go aggro. Dash can do crazy stuff.
I think there are more hybrid Dash lists out there. We've seen the Tree Frog Dash with the massive life gain. Are you trying to work out which way your hair's
trying to work out which way? I'm not used to.
And
it's that side, isn't it?
We've also seen
the
Boost
mirror.
Dash, but both of those have their.
These are the cards to watch for, everybody.
Issues.
I'm watching.
So in Dash, we've picked Spark of Genius, obviously a way of tutoring those items, whether that be a Teklo Pounder, an Induction Chamber, or a Teklo Core even, for a free. Induction Chamber gives their weapon go again as an attack reaction. And obviously the High Octane, what a card. I mean, High Octane back in Arcane Rising, it gives you card advantage, it gives you action point advantage.
Well, as it says on the card, Simon, now that's what I call blowing off steam. And that's exactly what High Octane does. It's going to give you resources in the card. It's going to give you everything you want. What more could you want in a card like that?
What have we got for Bolton, Trip?
Oh, I don't know. Just some warrior cards, I guess. He's breaking that dawn, everybody. It's Spirit of Irina. Sad. If you ever watch my lore video on my Finals Library YouTube channel, you'll know that Paul Bolton, his wife, was slain, but he still has spirit in his heart, and it allows him to play his Luminous Ascension as though it was an instant speed card.
I mean, what a hero.
Well, Luminous is just a powerful card, right? Like you get a bit of heal, you get a lot of damage, you get to fill up your soul, and having a lot of cards in soul is good for Bolton. But that's not the way we've been seeing Bolton being paired. Guy on the right, his mic turned up. Is that me or you? Who's too loud? Am I too loud? Are you too loud?
Wow.
Turn it up. Apparently it's not loud enough.
Am I the guy on the right?
Who is the guy? The guy with the mustache or the guy without the mustache?
Maybe I need to stoop to your level.
You need to be, getting in there. But yeah. Game's coming right up, guys. We didn't get to talk about Via the Vanguard. Pretty cool card too. I think what the cards we got up there are kind of your stereotypical Bolton cards, but we're seeing very different Boltons, but we'll see how it pans out in this game.
I'm excited.
Are you so?
I'm excited about this matchup. I think, as you say, Bolton and Dash can be played in so many ways. It's going to be interesting to see whose game plan changes to fit the other.
Mustache Man. Turn up Mustache Man's mic.
No, I don't think it needs turning up. I think I just need
to speak louder.
I'm just too tall, because if I sit up straight...
Gotta get in. And here we go.
Game
camera, is going. Right, so Simon, talk us through what we are seeing on the table right here.
We are currently seeing two players roll for who goes first in the game.
Wow. That was exciting. And we're back to our faces. We're back away again. It's Dash, guys. Dash is bad, right? Dash is no good. But here we are, 4-0, Dash. Matt Rogers is showing everyone how it is done with Dash. Lovely full art there on the Dash.
So we do see Matt start with the induction chamber in play, which would suggest that we're gonna see more pistol. Oh, as the sun comes out, the light of soul shines
very
on
bright.
Bolton. We're gonna have to change the camera settings.
Imminently, but we are seeing Raiden. So
It
we are
doesn't
seeing the
help
Raiden
when
build
all
here.
of these cards are so shiny. Both Matt and Finley playing with shiny cards in slabs. Matt using the new PCG Fab Slab. There
we go. Look
Now
at
we're
that.
back.
This is the studio. Thank you, studio, for sorting that out for us.
So Matt playing with a Crown of Providence, a Galvanic Bender, a Tekla Foundry Heart, and the Achilles Accelerator. Very little surprise there. Matt starts by
The classic
adding
just
steam
load it.
counters.
Yes, I love it. That's a great
and
play.
then
Just allows you-
cycling a hand.
So explain how that you know how that works, Simon.
So the
with it.
Teklo Plasma Pistol is not a once per turn action of loading the steam counter. So you can pitch as much as you would like, but only get one steam counter.
Yeah.
So we've seen that hand cycled, Arsenal made. On Finley's side, we have Snapdragon Scalers. We have the Final Spring Tunic, Helm of the Sharp Eye, and Iron Song Verses. But what weapon are we looking at there, Dan Tripp?
It is Raiden. It is the beautiful lightsaber. Gonna try and push through some damage here. So not really looking for like a sabers combo kind of thing here. We are looking for kind of aggro, kind of mid range, trying to push through damage through. Well, this is the classic Bolton that we would expect. Getting that Iron Song versus up, actually being used, swinging the Raiden, charging and Raiden in. That's going to be something we see a lot in this game.
So we've seen Take Flight, Charge, Give Go Again, and then Raiden for 3.
So making a courage because that is going to hit.
And the Courage token can be very useful. Improves those breakpoints.
Well, it
Adds
works
+1.
It adds +1. It works on the sword, and it also works on attack actions. But we do see this High Octane, the card we were talking about. That's going to draw Matt a card, and now every time he boosts, he is going to gain an action point. So that allows him to pistol multiple times.
It does. He's not going to be limited by action points, merely by the resources which he has available to load the gun. And although the gun only comes in for 2 at a time, when you're doing it 4 times in a turn, it's quite annoying.
Spark of Genius off the top for the boost. Coming in with the throttle.
So is that a blue throttle for
Look at the
4?
blue. Good morning, DM Amada.
Nice,
I think
nice of you to join us on the stream, good sir.
a few people may be waking up. I don't know what the time is on the west and the east coast of America, or even in the middle of it. But I'm sure a few
on
of
the
you are
East
joining us
Coast
now.
right now, I believe it'll be 9 o'clock in the morning.
It's just coming up to 2 o'clock in the UK here. It's a lovely sunny day in Birmingham, as you can probably see, as you probably saw from the start of this game. It's quite nice to have a little bit of sunshine in the UK, but it will probably pass very, very soon. So let's talk a little bit about Dash for people that maybe are new to the game or don't know about how Dash plays. Like, explain what this is looking like a control dash, and kind of explain what control dash might be doing in this matchup.
So if it's a purely control dash, we're looking at basically blocking out the big attacks from the opponent and using the pistol, a blue, for example, in hand to pitch for the pistol, pitch for the induction chamber, give the pistol go again, and come in again with the pistol, or at least loading it for the next turn. That's 2 or 4 damage off of one card, and just blocking as much damage as possible, using the induction chamber to maximum effect. We haven't seen that exact strategy here, because obviously we've got a high octane turn kicking off. I think Matt Rogers prefers to play a bit more of a mid-range dash, where he will assess the situation turn by turn and then decide whether his next turn is going to be more or less aggro.
And we notice here, which is exactly what Simon was just saying, that the card boosted off the top of the deck there was a Sync Below, a non-Mechanologist card. But of course, because High Octane is still up, still going to get that action point. We're still going to have those action points. But it just shows that Matt's clearly playing not just an all Mechanologist deck. So he's probably just taking this opportunity to push a little bit of damage through. So that maybe he can push through to getting a Teklo Plasma Pistol lock a bit sooner. But for now, just using this big turn. When you get a big turn, have a big turn. You don't always have to play block out if you think you can put on some aggression.
So we are breaking the chain now to reload the pistol. Still, okay. So now we've played end of the chain. We've played an induction chamber. He now has 2 sources of go again for the pistol. He's going to build that board state to allow best use of the pistol round turn by turn.
And even though the chain, even though the Matt missed with the boost with the sink below, they still had the action point from the high octane, which still allowed them to play out the induction chamber. So it was a very quite a safe.
It's a good
play
turn.
For Matt. Like,
it's a good turn. We've
pretty
seen
confident to be able to do
Light
that.
the Way played on the Bolton side. It allows you to charge. If it hits and a yellow card was charged, it gets go again.
It's going to get the buff, so it will be able to activate Bolton, but it's up to Finley whether they want to use their soul at the moment to give it go again.
And it has been fully blocked as things stand.
Oh,
we
here comes
see
the
a
beacon
beacon.
of victory. So going to X can't be one, so it's going to use 1 card to search for an action card, and
So
it's going
he's-
to pick the Lumina up to just, I assume, just going to Lumina Raiden here, push a bit of damage through.
Which for a free weapon attack, being able to do that twice, not a bad option.
Still going to need to give this go. No, because it's going to get +1 because Matt's
Well, it's got +1 from courage. You can give it +1
but
from
it's
beacon.
+1 from
gets
beacon. So
+1
now it's
from
getting
this,
the
so
go
gonna
again
hit.
without
Yeah.
using the soul. So
And
yeah,
therefore gets
very
go
tidy
again.
there, very tidy.
And this is a predominantly yellow Bolton deck, as we can see. A lot of these cards seem to be built around the synergy of pitching or charging yellow cards. And now we're going to see Raiden for 4 and go again, and Raiden for 4 again. So obviously Bolton Sabres is built very differently to Bolton Raiden. We're used to seeing them save up these Luminas to try and get 2 or 3 off in a turn. It looks like this is more about getting a couple of Raidens off per turn rather than 6 Sabres, 8 Sabres.
And chooses to use the card and soul there to swing the weapon a second time. Matt blocking the Raiden out so that the effects of top 2 cards of your deck, if they're light cards, they go into soul, gain some health. If they're not, they go to the bottom of the deck, etc., etc.
So he has let this one hit, taking 4 damage.
So Bolton is going to recharge his soul. Hits a Lumina though. That's tough.
That is a rough hit.
Not what you want to see. 1 card, isn't it? I'm thinking of Sabres.
1 card.
Yeah.
He's only activated the first Lumina.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so used to them revealing 2. I just feel like it's part of the card, but it's because they normally play 2 Luminas together.
But he did get the life gain from that, the single life gain.
You kind of feel that's a really rough hit on the top though. I believe the Light the Way did hit because the attack reaction that they used to search for the Lumina gave it +1, which took it up to 5. The courage token and the reaction took it up to 5, which was over the 4 block from Matt.
Correct. But Matt still has 3 cards in hand, and he's coming in with the pistol, using the induction chamber to give it go again. And then I would expect to see the pistol and the induction chambers loaded again, and a boost of some kind.
High speed impact. And going to boost. Hits the fit for scene.
Another non-mechanologist.
2 misses there from Matt.
So a bad hit from the Lumina for Finley, and then a bad hit for the Fate for Scene for Matt. Pretty low risk though. I think even though he didn't get to carry on the turn, he's loaded the pistol. He's not going to use his Achilles accelerators this early.
It's interesting because these defense reactions are quite important in the Bolton matchup, especially when they're charging a lot, because Matt's going to have a lot of attack actions in hand, and they are going to buff these attacks when he blocks for them. So the defense reactions can be a good way of shutting down an attack without buffing. But we do see there that we get a triple charge there from.
I think it was only a double charge.
It's a double, yeah, because the
Valiant
Lumina was
Thrust
already in Soul.
and the Spirit of Irina.
And the Spirit there, when Spirit of Irina is charged to Soul, it enters the field, enters the play. So, and that allows you to play your Lumina's instant speed.
Yeah, so via the Vanguard coming in for 5, and obviously because it's got an attack above its base, it can be given go again.
And comes with a Bolting Blade. Nice. 9 damage. Boom. And no pitch, of course, because they charge twice, so it costs 0. Costs 2 less for each time you charge. Lovely little combo there, V into Binding Blade.
That's a big
Bolting
turn.
Blade, sorry.
Big turn.
14 damage. Not too shabby.
Now, I mean, obviously, Spirit of Irena's not a bad charge ever. Obviously, we've only got 1 Lumina left in deck now.
Yeah.
Whether that's relevant or not, I'm not sure. Depends when that might come back round. He is going to give it a go again. We're going to see Raiden come in for 5.
Yeah. And this...
Again, I mean, he did have a full hand. He did take some damage on the previous turn, but...
Block 6, because of course it will get buffed because it's an attack action that it's blocking with, but it's still very, very covered. Yeah, big attacks there. Matt Rogers down 15 health.
Yeah, this is a quick game.
It's going fast. This is not quite what I expected, but the bottom player has put on a lot of pressure.
I think Hamish will be enjoying this matchup.
Yeah.
He does love Raiden Bolton.
He's going to be really sad that he got the control Bolton rather than the Raiden one, but that's just the way the commentator thing goes sometimes.
Matt loading the pistol, loading the induction chamber. Sorry, loading the induction chamber. Pistol was already loaded. Coming in for 2. Helm of the Sharp Eye used to block. Does that have blade break? No? Or battle worn, sorry.
I think it's battle one, which
So
suggests that
blocking
maybe
1 battle worn.
the Bolton player is thinking about using that in the upcoming turn, or just wanting to get the block value out of the way now so that they don't waste it, so to speak.
Zipper hit for 5 with a successful boost this time.
So Matt being quite aggressive in this matchup, actually, like, you know, trying to put turns on, trying to push damage, maybe going to then try and shift the tempo.
He's definitely using that life as a resource.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of players adept at doing that today. I think in Fab, you're never you're not out until you're dead.
No.
Until you've lost all of those life points, it's never a game to give up on.
1 miss, 1 hit, so it's, you know, spend 1, gain 1.
We can only apologize, guys, for the glare on the stream. That we are trying to do things for that, but unfortunately we have natural light coming in the top of the arena. We see the spark of genius coming out of Arsenal there, and I'm assuming he's off to go and get a Teklo core.
Yeah, I think Matt probably wanted to get the another chamber maybe, or maybe a induction.
Yeah.
Maybe a plasma. Try and get up to 2 resources with the Teklo Foundry Heart, but unfortunately missed.
Oh, you would have needed more resources for that, wouldn't you?
Is it X plus?
XX.
Is it XX? Oh, yeah, no, never mind. Just Teklo then. Solar flare indeed.
More resources would have meant he could have steam countered the induction chambers.
Maybe done. Yeah, loaded things up a little bit. Bolton's charging so hard the sun is pouring through the sky. That is exactly what is going on here. I want to say it's looking good for the Bolton, but I'm not going to discount Matt Rogers any day of the week. I think there's definitely a plan going on here. Maybe just trying to get Finley a bit lower before they shift to a more, you know.
Maybe. I mean, both players have consistently chipped damage. Finley has obviously managed to get through a big turn with the V. The one card we didn't manage to talk about in the pre-game was the V of the Vanguard, and that came to pass. It's just how long are we going to wait until we find the final Lumina for another big turn? So we see Light the Way again with a yellow card charged, coming in for 3. If it hits, it gets go again. However, he can't give that go again from Bolton at present.
Got snaps. Could be
Sorry,
considering using that.
he does have snaps.
It would be a big cost to use it.
And to be fair, Dash only has attack actions really. So
yeah.
If they block, it goes to 4.
Might be a bit worried here about, like, he doesn't want to buff this with an attack action block. Pretty sure I saw that he had a defense react in hand, so he might consider using that. He might also be worried that Finley might have another buff.
Another beacon, for example.
It's charged. There's a lot of buffs in the game.
Or a courageous steel hand.
Thank you, Damon. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you everybody else in the chat for spending some time watching this great game. Also, 2 defense reactions is pretty rough, I agree. It didn't necessarily disrupt the turns Matt was having too much, but just losing the defense reaction. There we go.
There we see the beacon.
Bonds, drawing gas. Real gas. Bit
So,
unlucky with the Lumina charge to Soul, but
and he gets the extra action point from playing Lumina as an instant with Spirit of Irina in the field. So this could be a good turn for Bolton here. However, we can still react with the D-react if we want to block 4 here.
yeah, my only thought is, does he have any cards left in Soul? So maybe he is actually going to have to use the snaps here? Because he can't, got no cards left in
We
Soul.
can play the Lumina
manage.
to give it an extra action point
Yeah,
anyway, right?
I think that's going to be that's going to be the play. Yeah, the Lumina will allow the double swing, don't get me wrong, but just to, but yeah, because the Lumina will go again at instant speed. Yeah, so it doesn't need to use snaps. Yeah, you're right. So
if it hits, it gets go again anyway.
So explain how that mechanic works, Simon, with the instant speed non-attacks.
Okay, so with the Spirit of Irina in the field, it allows Lumina Ascension to be played as an instant. Lumina Ascension is an action card that has go again. So being played as an instant, you get the go again, adding an action point to your total when it resolves, although the card has been played as an instant, not requiring an action point. So you end up net 1 action point. So we do see the Fateful Scene played to block fully the Light the Way and the Beacon. Lumina is played.
Yeah, and I think Matt got the read on that because he could have blocked the Light the Way to turn off the go again, but then if he'd done that, then the instant speed Lumina would have just achieved kind of the same thing. So
And he did that.
Yeah, and he saw that. And here we go. The Iron Song versus they're going to come in. Really fascinating game, this. I was expecting Matt to play a bit more defensively, but and now he is. But it has leaked a lot of life.
Yeah.
Bolton really showing that. But that was the last Lumina.
That was it. That's all the Lumina's gone. Matt's down to 11. Finley's on 22.
So unless this Bolton player's got some way of recurring some cards back, we'll have to wait and see.
Do we think Matt now shuts up shop and goes more into a control dash shell? With the big threats from Bolton gone, has he got enough defense reactions left in the deck to make this worthwhile?
I think he might, but
I say big threats. There's still 2 via the Vanguard, or we've only seen 1 via the Vanguard, shall I say.
We've seen 2 beacons as well, which is a big blowout card, but Bolton doesn't really have the soul at the moment to do a huge beacon turn. I think Matt will shut up shop a little bit. I think Matt's kind of thinking, well, I managed to get 18 life through at the cost of a lot of his own life, but if he does start to play super defensively, he might be able to keep blocking and run this Bolton player down. But Bolton's the trouble with Bolton is, of course, if they charge, then Matt's blocks are really awkward. Does get the double hit there, yellow and a blue 0 to 60, so quite good hits on the top.
So still chipping damage. Pistol for 2. We've still got 1 resource floating, so I think we are going to see that resource used to load the pistol again. And attack straight away. We've got 1 more turn left on the Teklo core. And yeah, Tobias, I agree. I think we're looking at how this Bolton player is gonna pivot to find a way through, having used 3 of the big threats in their deck.
Yeah, needs to keep pushing those plus 12 damage. Interesting play there. Illuminate from Arsenal.
Yeah, it's
no charge.
No, but it would have gone to Soul if it had hit.
Gonna give snaps. Go again. So Matt
might see the
prevented
CNC here.
CNC for 6.
Over half your life total is never comfortable, especially when it comes with the loss of Arsenal.
It's not, but it's quite a simple block from Matt. Oh, he does have a Teklo in hand. Yeah, Dando, this is a very cool matchup, but it's interesting seeing these two heroes play against each other. Like, the time when Dash was incredibly prominent in the meta, there wasn't really much Bolton around.
No.
To be honest, it's not been a huge amount of Bolton around through the life cycle of the heroes. It's
Well,
really good to
the
see
odd
them
Sabres
coming up.
Bolton every now
Sabres
and
Bolton,
then.
you always see one or two Sabres Boltons knocking around, but
I think the Dusk Till Dawn cards have really, as much as Hamish would like to think there was legitimacy to Raid and Bolton
Matt
before.
having to take this, looking like they don't. Oh, is that maybe two Teklos in hands? That's rough.
That is rough.
Non-block attack, non-block cards there, meaning that Matt really that interesting play from Finley. Just
The CNC coming at the right time.
Into CNC, it really. I mean, you expect it to be reasonably good because Matt's running a lot of defense reactions.
Yeah.
Does mean Matt has a lot of ways to put steam counters on things.
So I wonder if we're going to see Pistol, Chamber, Pitch Blue, load all three, and then
I'm just thinking that
play the Teklo out.
Matt was probably thinking, okay, 11 health.
Yeah.
It's not great, but
I can work
it's
my way
workable.
back. Yeah.
5 health is a much different story, and we know there might be more attack reactions.
Well, there's one more
deck,
beacon, but we got nothing in Soul.
That's not a bit.
We
5
do have...
health is hard to keep a hold on.
Yeah, and as you say, Bravo can play some pretty solid attack reactions, as any warrior can.
Yeah.
So go again from the induction chamber, pitching a Teklo core most likely to load, or load, and then maybe Teklo Foundry Heart.
We're seeing 67% of people think Bolton's going to win this one, and it's looking like that. But Dash really can tank up, but it's unfortunately just really bad draws and really bad banishes.
Oh, okay, so we're using 2 floating for the throttle boost.
It does hit.
That's still 6 damage. That's it's a beefy attack. And then maybe a Teklo core to finish. Set up the next couple of turns. Allow us to...
I think so.
To defend a bit more. So
and we shouldn't ignore that Finley is going down quite low. Finley now down to 11. And once Matt starts turning the chambers on, that's a lot of pressure. Finley needs to be, needs to block, needs to be careful about their resources. Don't get too cocky. Not got any cards in Soul as well. That's the other thing to remember.
That's tricky for Bolton. And the problem is, though, Matt can't just let these attacks hit anymore, because when you have more life as a resource, you don't have to defend with an action card, with an attack action, sorry. And especially not when V of the Vanguard comes down, and it's going to come in for 5 or 4 per...
Charges a banneret. I think, is that the Quicken? That is the Quicken one.
Oh my goodness, this could get gnarly.
Only going to charge 1 card. But should be able to give this V go again. The Quicken's going to give the next card go again. This is looking like a really spicy play here from the Bolton. This could be a tricky one for Matt to deal with, especially with the charge, meaning that their attack actions are going to buff the attacks by 1.
So this is coming in for 4, and each Raiden is going to come in for 4. If blocked with an attack action card, it will be 5.
Good use of the banneret there. What's the promo for coming? Well, a set of bannerets was the promo for coming to the Calling Birmingham. So this is great. I love this. I love seeing these new cards having such a big impact.
It wasn't this banneret though, was it? Oh no, it was.
Yeah.
It was the entry.
So 2 card block there from Matt.
Giving it a go again.
Oh,
CNC with the Quicken.
And this will get the buff, and it will get go again. What a play here. If you've ever played Earthbriar, you know that giving CNC go again is pretty flippin' good. And if you've ever played Ira, you know it coming in for 7 is also pretty spicy too.
Good.
This could be game.
So blocking 3, taking 4.
He's going to have to block. He's charged, so the buff's going to come through.
He's done.
That's going to be game. GG.
Finley Shepherd on Bolton goes
5-0. Taking down Matt Rogers on Matt's pet deck, Dash. What a fantastic game. What excellent use of the banneret, the Quicken there. Fantastic.
What a turn to finish. I think, I've got to eat my hat here a little bit and say that actually the big threats weren't done.
You're not going to be able to eat it, Simon, because you're not wearing one and you're not getting mine.
Instead.
But what a fantastic play there from Bolton. Bolton showing up. Gosh, we're back on screen. Bolton showing up,
Yeah.
doing good stuff. What a fun time. That was an absolutely
a great
great game.
game.
I really enjoyed that. I was
Yeah.
quite engrossed in that whole game. I was like, yeah, this is really good play. Really good demonstration of what I always think Dash is a good demonstration of what Flesh and Blood can do. And kind of interesting to see like permanence in the field and things like that. But then Bolton showing like what you can do with an aggressive strategy. Really, really nice.
I think we did see the downside of Dash running non-mechanologist cards, though. Obviously, Matt boosting 2 defense reactions that stopped not maybe 11 damage total, but quite a bit of damage total coming through there.
I think so, but I also feel like Matt that he wasn't impacted too much by hitting the defense reactions. I
Maybe.
think he just rather, like you say, something, just rather be playing them, rather be
Yes.
blocking with those defense reactions, not sticking them in the banish zone. So took a little, Matt knows what he's doing, but it was a little bit risky when you're boosting. You got cards that don't boost, and I think maybe it's a little bit unfortunate. But I want to give full credit to that Bolton player. Played an absolutely storming game.
Absolutely.
Was
Well
only able
played,
to
Finley.
play 2 of their Luminous because one of them got charged by the other one, so that's tough. But still played out really well.
2 big Lumina turns, 2 big via the Vanguard turns, and some good use of the new Banneret card. So I think we're going to hand back to the studio imminently and hopefully get an interview with Finley as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, I'm not telling Matt Rogers how to play Dash. He played it very well. Go on, give me a break. I literally said that, but I want to sit here saying the Bolt player playing very well. So thank you guys for joining, and we will see you in a bit.
Very
Hi, welcome back to the Calling in Birmingham, and I've been joined by Finley.
Hello.
Right, well done. Well done for that. When I came over, and I was like, come on, you're on the stream. You were like, look daunted. You're against Matt.
Yeah.
And it's like his reputation precedes him.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him play sort of like international events. Your deck was absolutely on fire. It was brilliant. The via the Vanguard into Bolting Blade, and it was just like, oh my God. Then into Raiden, and I was just like, that's a hell of a turn.
Yeah, I mean, I think I drew basically the turn sequence. I drew V with Tunic up every time, so that's when it's best. So it was good. I don't need to run Soul Bond Resolve into Dash because there aren't that many scary on hits, or at least that's what I'm thinking. So I can afford to run Tunic. It was okay. It works well.
Yeah, indeed.
But there's a bit of luck.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, there's a bit of luck in every game, but you put the cards in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like it's not luck that those cards are in the deck. Like even the Banneret coming out, and you charge the Banneret, and you got go again on the CNC.
the quicken token banner on the CNC. Yeah, very good. Yeah, but again, it just comes at the right time. So a lot of the time, I've found the quicken token gets wasted on a Raiden swing because you play like 2 card hands with Beaming Bravado and a banner, and you charge it, attack for 4, and then swing Raiden afterwards, and the quicken fizzles. So the quicken is great, but high rolling.
Yeah. So in the chat, people had you over 70% to win that game.
Over 70%.
Yeah, it was like 72 to 28. That's what they're saying.
Dash has a lot of attack actions.
Yeah, but you did. Thing is, you had the tempo. You had the tempo in that. You put him under a lot of pressure. It looked like Matt was going to come back, and that first CNC, when he just went, oh.
Yeah, because I got the armor on other attacks. I can't remember what blocked the armor, but I'm not sure. I can't remember anymore. But I don't think it was a very impactful on hit, at least. So yeah, I think that Light the Way was really good that game because of the free go again, which is nice for Bolton. Helps you hold your soul.
Yeah. So have you been playing Bolton before this set, or you just changed to Bolton?
Just this set. I only played Wizard before this and got bored of it, I guess. So I thought I'd change. This is the most I've practiced for an event, I suppose. So.
Okay. So how much practice have you put in?
I've no idea how to quantify. I'm not a professional, so not a professional level.
Yeah,
I guess just in my free time.
Okay. What club, what shop do you play at? Give the guys a shout out. Because I've obviously helped you practice.
Yeah, definitely. So I only play at Dyson Destiny in Canterbury, which you can see in the chat there. There's Aiden saying Seabass, so that's what people call that group of players. Yeah,
it's always nice to see shout outs.
It's a nice store. Come down for the Armory on Saturday. Why not? Yeah.
And skirmish season.
Yeah.
You've got the skirmish. You always get a good event.
Yeah, I think so.
Every time we go, Dyson Destiny.
Yeah,
it's a destination.
It seems to be doing quite well. I can't speak for the store though, but
The thing is, there's a lot of stores with that have regular Flesh and Blood flesh and blood attendees.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily get an event every season.
Yeah.
You know, Canterbury, Dice and Destiny noticed over this year, you've had an event every season. That's how much people are flocking
Yeah, I
to
think
to that location.
there are a lot of players who go. You know, the armies always have like 10 plus people in it, and it's quite a small shop, but it's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's popular, and the events seem to do pretty well.
Yeah, nicely situated on the east coast. Then you get London players and the South players all come to your store. It's brilliant, absolutely fantastic. Okay, so let's wrap that up there. I'll be hopefully getting an interview with Trevor, the lead OP organizer from LSS. He'll be coming on next, so stay tuned. Hopefully add another role of ET. Oh, we've got a James White interview ready, so away you go, Alan.